Fury. This awesome movie, directed by David Ayer, written by David Ayer, and starring Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, I always pronounce his name wrong, Logan Lerman, Michael Pena, and John Barenthal. Alright. A lot of people are calling this the best war movie in a long time. And, okay, I'll say it's definitely the best American-made war movie of all time. I don't like it as much as I love the Pacific minis, but that's a miniseries. It's not a movie. But I personally think that's better than Band of Brothers. But that's another review. But yeah, definitely, as far as American-made movies, this is definitely one of the best war movies released in a while. As far as like World War II goes, I mean, Lone Survivor was really good. If you haven't seen that by any chance, that's you could good, but it's a different kind of war film, different type of war. So, yeah, this is an awesome movie. Definitely the best. There aren't that many movies that center around tanks. We can talk about war movies. Like there's a Israeli movie called Lebanon, which I hear is supposed to be really good, but I've not seen it yet. I'm probably watching a review at some point. But yeah, this is definitely different from David Ayer. He's known for his cop movies. Like he wrote Training Day, he directed and wrote a number of other stuff. Like he directed. Oh no, he didn't write, but he directed the Keanu Reeves movie. Street Kings, which wasn't bad, wasn't amazing either. It was fun. And to watch a couple years ago, which was definitely the best cop movie, American-made cop movie in recent years. And then I heard that he did Sabotage, which I not seen. I haven't heard too many good things about, so I probably won't see anytime soon, if ever. But this is. I really want to see him make more movies. Maybe not necessarily like this, but I definitely want to see him break outside the box. Like enough with the LA cop movies. We've seen enough of that. But yeah, so I really enjoy this movie. All the acting is really good. Shia LaBeouf proves he can act. Brad Pitt is still an awesome actor. He's a pretty boy, but he's also a damn good actor. Even Logan Lerman is pretty good as well. And John Barenthal, he's pretty much the same character he was in The Walking Dead. But yeah, so basically the plot is it's toward the end of the war in the war in Europe, and the fighting's still pretty bad. Both the Russians and the other Allied forces, the Americans obviously and British are all advancing on Berlin, but the Germans are still fighting back pretty hard. Even though the outcome of the war is assured at this point, there's no possible way Germany can win. They're done. But Hitler wanted everybody to fight to the last man and destroy everything, leave nothing to the Allies. The whole scorched earth campaign, which you do more research about. But yeah, so Brad Pitt, War Daddy, has his nickname in this movie. He has a full name, but I know everybody by their nicknames. Him and the rest of his crew, they've been together for a long time, since North Africa, and one of the veteran guys with their crew gets killed, and so so the only person they have to replace him is this young file clerk, or typist, whoever he is, Logan Lerman, who's only been in the army a few weeks and hasn't even really been trained at all. And he's just shocked and appalled by all the horrible shit. Like, he knew a little bit, but like he didn't know it was going to be this bad, especially since all the war movies at the time were all propaganda-based, so it's not like they were going to show him how messed up war really is. And he's kind of like a little bitch, but then again, most people would be in that situation until they either toughen up or get killed, which is... and Brad Pitt and the rest of the team, they're riding his ass, because like... And as much as dicks as they're being, like, it's war. Like, they know that if he doesn't man up, then he's either gonna get himself or somebody else, or both himself and somebody else killed. And they don't want that to happen. And as much as assholes as almost all of them are, especially John Barenthal, Grady, or Coon-ass as one calls him. He's just a total, like, they're all assholes in a way, but he's just a total bully. But by the end, even he admits he's an asshole, but he also, like, he does care about the whole crew. Even Lerman's character. But yeah, he's still an asshole though. Yeah, like they do not shy away from portraying these soldiers as like they're not heroes. Most soldiers are not heroes, and even some soldiers that are heroes still tend to have darker sides. Because like when you're on the ground fighting dirty, it's kill or be killed, and yeah, it is a messed up situation. It's like early on, Brad Pitt forces hold on, what's Logan Lerman's character again? Because I totally forget his character's name. Norman. That's his first name. But War Daddy forces Norman to do something pretty shitty. But at the same time, like it's a hard scene to watch. But at the same time, you kind of whether or not you agree with it or not, you understand what he was feeling. And even Brad Pitt's like, yeah, I hated doing that. I did not want to do that, but I'm doing it because I have to. And even at that point, even the other guys in the tank who are normally assholes, like briefly, just like. Yeah, like to Norman, they're like, yeah, I mean, I have to call him in, yeah. Like they get it, they understand, they've been there. So yeah, like these characters are all human, flawed, and a lot of people were complaining how unlikable they are. I respected them. The only character you really like is Warrior because he's a badass, and Norman because he's relatable. But the other three characters, Michael Pena as Gordy, he's pretty good. He's just like some people complain that he talked a little bit like modern day from the hood in L.A., but I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was fine. And like I said, Shia LaBeouf, he can act. He's pretty good. He's like the one guy in the tank aside from Brad Pitt who really isn't that much of an asshole. He's still kind of an asshole, but he's yeah. But yeah, the battle scenes definitely some of the more uniquely shot battle scenes in recent years. Like there's almost none of that shaky cam quick cutting stuff that's been popular ever since Saving Private Ryan, and that's good because it's about time to get out of that. I'm not saying we should abandon it completely, but like there's never a point where you can't tell what's going on in any of the action scenes, and there's a lot of like definitely some of the best like dusk and night fighting we've seen in a while. Like dusk, dawn, early morning, as well as told like the scenes are pretty realistic. Like the tank scenes are pretty realistic. Like there's a scene where they go up against a German Tiger tank. They're in an M3 Sherman, which is compared to most of the German tanks, it's just not as good. It was the average tank that the American Army used. They relied on superior numbers, speed, and agility to overwhelm and overwhelm the German tanks, but it didn't always work out that way, as we see in this movie. But like yeah, that scene with the tank is pretty awesome. When they're fighting the German tank, and also there's another scene where they're fighting. They're fighting a bunch of entrenched artillery, and machine gun positions and alongside infantry. And that's a pretty intense scene too. And of course there's the final battle, which is like this typical last stand that all these war movies tend to end with. It was a little cliche, but that was still pretty well done. It was the fact that it was at night and fire all around, kind of like Dante's Inferno inspired, all that kind of stuff. It was, like I said, definitely the best night war scene I've seen since Black Hawk Down. I think. No, Black Hawk Down was good though. We didn't see. Remember, that's been a while since Black Hawk Down, but that was the most memorable night battle scene I remember. There's been others, but sound editing, of course, is like definitely helps everything. Like at the very least, this movie should win an Academy Award for Best Sound Editing. Like I know people have said that they're not kidding. This is some damn good sound editing. And I wish there was a theater around where I live that had really amazing speakers, because it was good, but all the theaters around where I live just aren't afraid to blast the speakers like they used to. So no matter what theater I go to, what kind of movie I watch, none of them are as good as they should be, in my opinion. But even despite that, though, definitely if there are theaters around here that are known for their sound systems, go see it in that. It's worth it. This is definitely another main. I don't generally do mainstream movies, but I'm glad this movie is doing well. I know it's doing pretty well at the black box office. It beat just about everything. I'm glad. It's probably the highest grossing R-rated movie in a while. At least the highest grossing R-rated movie that isn't a comedy, and that's good. Hollywood's been just not taking risks with R-rated movies in a long time. So I really hope. I'm glad this movie's doing well. And I'm glad that David Ayers finally did something a little bit different. I want to see him do more stuff like this. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not necessarily a war movie. Or maybe he could do another war movie. That would be cool. Like different type of war. Maybe a Vietnam War movie at some point. Or something like that. But I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. And yeah. Good to see Jason Isaacs. It was just a small role. And is there anything else I should say about this movie? I'm trying to think. There's anything else I should say. No. Yeah, I think I covered everything. It's a really awesome movie. I didn't think it was quite as amazing as people were saying, but it's still worth seeing. It is an awesome movie. Unless you're really disturbed by war violence, then yeah, definitely go see it. People complain that Saving Private Ryan was not that good after the first 20 minutes. I disagree. I think Saving Private Ryan just may not have been quite as intense, but was still pretty awesome. After that first 20 minutes, and people were saying how this movie is that first 20 minutes the whole way through. I disagree with that. I think that this movie is just about the same as Saving Private Ryan. Maybe not quite as much of a not sure what the word is. Maybe not quite as much of a This isn't a movie. This isn't necessarily a movie about the price of war, or the effects on the casualties of war and the effects on man. This is a movie about war itself and how messed up it is, and how it makes people messed up. It's not a movie about heroics or the cost of war. Well, kind of. You know what I'm talking about. It is similar, very different than Saving Private Ryan. But I will say this is probably the Saving Private Ryan of this decade. Because Flags Our Files and Let Us Meet Iwo Jima are probably the most notable. Oh, and The Great Raid. Those are all good World War II movies made since then. The best since Saving Private Ryan, but this is definitely the best World War II movie made in America since Saving Private Ryan. So yeah, definitely if you like Saving Private Ryan, if you like movies like Saving Private Ryan, this is worth seeing. Go see it.